Hi, you are with the last episode of the podcast Volleyball Explained First Tempo for 2024 in its regular edition. And today, my guest is Aykut Aydın, the scout of Neftuhimik, former scout of Heber, former scout of the Bulgarian and the Turkish national team. Hi, and first of all, how are you?
I'm okay. Thanks for invitation. I'm really happy part of this organization. I'm okay. Last couple days for the go to the New Year. I'm feeling okay in the Burgas. Everything is okay. You?
Yeah, fine. Very well. I'm with my family for the holidays, so this is something that's not happening that regularly lately. So it's
Mhm.
always a pleasure to spend time with relatives. First of all, of course, let's start from the beginning. Let's say it in this way, but. I made a presentation for you, but how did you start actually working in the field of volleyball and especially in the field of statistics?
Oof. I start like everybody, like a player career, but I don't have like a high level player career. When I understand these things, I was in 16 and I was in high school and I finished also sports high school and my part of education for sports high school. That moment I played to one team in Izmir and my coach told me, I could, you are thinking get the sports academy if you want, if you're thinking like coaching career, you can start now. I can help you. And we start together when I was in 16 or 17. I don't remember exactly. A lot of year passed. And that moment I started is like a young team, like an assistant coach.
Yeah, and can you actually explain your career as a coach and statistician before Bulgaria? I mentioned, of course, the Turkish national team, but I think you worked also with the Turkish junior team, I think,
Yeah,
and also in Montenegro, right?
yes, that's true, bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah, many years I work in Turkey men's and women's team and first division and second division. I get okay for you second division, but for the Turkey Liga, name is first division because we
Yeah.
have two high level categories, FLR and Sultans League, and two or three times I get in champion second division. One time was Bulgarian guys, Georgi Alchinov, and then after that, I start maybe 15 years ago my statistic career in Izmir in women team, and after that, and I continues like that. And after I finish the sports education, I work all the part of volleyball, all part of volleyball. I was in like assistant coach many years. I had head coach career and couple times because of my university I tried athletic coach, but absolutely this is not my job. And finally I find how I am happy in the volleyball statistic, and I continue my career. It's like a statistic. 3 years Turkey men national team, 3 years Montenegro senior men national team, one summer with the Nikki Jeliaskov. I was in your Bulgarian national team, and one time 2019 I think so, I don't remember, Turkey under 21 young team national team. We was in European Championship this Addis Lagumcia generation. We work together.
Could you please check the because I'm not hearing you very well. I'm a little bit too low. Is your voice is too low? Probably. Could you please check because I'm not hearing you that well and yeah.
It's like that is okay. I can
Yeah,
go back.
probably. Yeah, probably if it's a little bit. Yeah,
Like that is. It's okay like
yeah,
that. You hear
yeah.
me?
I think it's a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and probably if you speak a little bit louder, probably, but it's
Okay.
it's
I
okay.
can
Yeah,
speak. I can speak. No problem.
yeah. Uh, okay. You mentioned already you're working in our national team,
Hmm.
but before that you came to Pazarjik in Heber. Could you tell us actually when was that? How was the contact made, and of course, who contacted you, and so on?
First of all, Atanas Petrov, he tried to contact me. I don't know who gave my name. When I was in Montenegro and national team, somebody told him, and one Turkish guy wants to go outside, and you can use him. He's a good guy, something like that. He tell some positive things about me, and he called me, and we start to speak. And I asked, what is the target? How is the club conditions? What is the club target? And when he explained me something about the Pazarcık, believe me, I didn't know nothing about the Pazarcık. Okay, I had many ideas. Bulgarian volleyball teams. We worked together. We played national teams, many games, but I didn't know anything for the your Liga. And when he started to explain about the club strategy and the target, I get excited. And when I spoke to everything, and I signed.
Yeah, and
2020.
yeah, that was actually the first season when Hebra became champions at the end,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, with Atanas and with Atanas Petrov, and then
Three more coaches.
Sasha
Yeah.
Popov at the end. Yeah,
Yeah, we started Atanas, after Drago, after Stan Saminev, and finally we finished Sasha Popov. Yeah.
yeah, and actually, I will come back about Heber and the coaches you worked with during your time in Pazarcık, but I would like to ask you about something very specific. In 2023, actually last year, when all of a sudden the ex-mayor of Pazarcık lost the elections, and the financial crisis started in Pazarcık, you decided to stay. Why? Because there were a lot of people that actually quit.
Yeah. Actually, for me, it was hard to decide these things because, half of my part say, hey, think your career. Half of my part said, oh, you have to stay. You have to help this guy because that moment, I'm not speaking about it now. That moment, we had like big family for this club, 4 years. Can you imagine? 4 years you work in one club, one city, you know everybody, you are getting close, everybody. That moment, I don't want to live alone for this team. I appreciate it. I respect who wants to go outside because they have family, they have to think the career. But that moment, and one moment also, I had offer in Turkey. I spoke with Alexander Ivanov, Sasho, second president in the Pazarcık, and I told him, hey man, listen, if you don't need me, I can go back. I have offer. For me, it's no problem. But if you need me, okay, tell me. If we can work together, if you can continue, okay, I want to stay. I want to help you because many years he helped me. They give whatever I need. And if I am these careers, okay, I am really appreciated for these things. If European know me, something because of Heber, because of this past coach. And that moment I decide to stay and I want to help because of this. I stay, not so much. I don't want to explain so many emotional things, but this is the first reason. I want to help.
Yeah. And what do you think about what are your impressions about the development of Heber now? Because you are now in Evtuhimik, I will ask also questions about it a little bit later. But they actually beat you in Pazarcık 3-2 very recently, and they are in a I believe 3 or 4 wins series now. Yeah. So that's very impressive because they started after the financial crisis with very young guys from their academy. You started actually because you started together last season.
Yeah.
And now they are developing. They have several more experienced players, but what is your opinion about this project and also of Venci Simeonov, the head coach there?
Yeah. First of all, okay, they have guys, but first of all, they have really two important guys. First of all, Venci Simeonov, and second, Toshka Alexeyev. These two of role model for the Pazarjuk is really important. All Pazarjuk people, I don't know who is the Pazarjuk boss now. It's who is the responsibility for this team. Who is the city responsibility for this team? They have to respect and appreciate these two guys. They are trying something. I know how they are working. I know what they are trying, and really they have to help them. And I hope so they can stay this year, this Liga. They have potential. Okay, my friends also playing. Trifon is there, Kordev is there. They took I don't remember Mechkarov.
Mechkarov.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mechkarov. Rangel is there. He is always my heart. And Slavi is there. Gosha is there. They are improving their level. I think so they will stay this Liga. But for future, I'm not sure. Somebody have to support these teams. Not some guys is trying to alone without money, without something. Maybe one day they will get tired and they will stop. And also, I know they have to pay for the last year a lot of money. When they fix everything, they can continue. Why not? Because Pazarjuk people lost volleyball. And if I speak to the last 4 or 5 years, they grow up. This club level is really good. Organization, conditions, gym, fitness, meeting room, medical room was amazing. Absolutely was amazing. Why Bulgarian volleyball have to lose to this club?
Yeah, and actually, because of Heber, because of you now, Levski is the champion, is playing directly in the group stage of the Champions League. So this is very important, not only for Heber but also for Bulgarian volleyball in general. Okay, let's make a step back, because in Heber, for different periods of time, you worked with two very famous coaches. Firstly, Camilo Pochi, who is really popular with analytics capabilities, one of the best in this regards when working analyzing statistics, etc. And also, for a very short period of time with Alberto Giuliani, who is a several-time champion of Italy as a head coach. So my question is, taking into account your work, can you name just one thing that you learned from both of them? What is it?
The first of all, absolutely, is discipline. Both of them. Because I don't know, maybe Italian discipline, but I work many different country coach, but if their name is high level coach, they have first rules, good discipline and respect. Okay, first of all, absolutely is discipline. For Camilo discipline, you cannot imagine. Everything has to be stable. Everybody has to know the responsibility. Everybody has to respect the rules and all of rules. It's Alberto exactly same. He is, I don't know, he understands player mentality is very well. I'm not speaking about the volleyball. Everybody understands the volleyball some level, but these two guys, two coach, now I understand why they are big coach. They know how they speak the players. They know how they arrange the club. They know how they organize the staff. This is most of the important things. They know how they organize also superstars.
Okay, let's add something to this. And what is this thing when it comes to statistics, scouting, analyzing data, volleyball data?
I don't understand. Tell me again.
The same question from gaining something from Camilo and Alberto Giuliani, but when it comes to volleyball data, analyzing some kind of an advice or something like this, when it comes especially to the work of the scoutsman.
Mm-hmm. For them, there are two type of different coach. If I should be honest, Camilo he's not sleeping. Maybe he's living for the volleyball. He's living for the volleyball analyze. If I ask Bobby Nicolo, he will say same because he worked together. I worked 2 years. It's not so easy be Camilo Scarman. This is really clear because you have many responsibility and you cannot make any small mistakes. Alberto is different. Alberto, he's believing his statistic and also he's believing other part of the volleyball. But let's say both of them, they have some way. For example, Camilo way, he's thinking all small details, but Alberto thinking basic but generally important things.
Yeah. So Camilo is working is more on the details and Alberto Giuliani is more general and the basics should be followed. Okay, I'll just try to make a short, very short summary. Okay, let's go to your team now, Neftuchimik. After the end of the season 23-24, you left Pazardzhik going to Burgas. What made you do this, and what was the reason for that decision?
Because that moment when I decided these things, Hebar doesn't know the future. Okay, we stayed the Liga, and after that, I didn't know anything. And I asked a couple times, and they didn't give the answer. I can understand that because they didn't know also. We spoke also president, Alexander Ivanov, and I saw Justin. I didn't saw anybody after the disguise. And after that, we started to speak to Ivan Stanev, first of all, because he told about this club target and they need a scoutman and they want to organize the team like I get the champion. And I want many years when I come to Bulgaria, I win everything and I want to win everything. Okay, last year for me was different challenge, but I missed it. Cubs win everything. I want to win everything because of this. I decide and I come.
You started very hesitantly the season with a head coach Martin Stoev. Now, actually, Martin left, and now Ivan Stanev, whom you mentioned, is the head coach. But why do you think things didn't work out with Martin Stoev?
Yeah, actually, I can say many things, but I will not give you, of course, some details or some.
Yeah, of course.
Some the secret things, but I can say, in Martin Stoev career, without comment, he was had good success for the Bulgarian league. But time is changing. We have to follow the old new things, and also generation is changing. It's people is changing. We have to follow this type of training, this type of new things. Maybe for him this is the difference because he didn't find the exactly true communication. Maybe because of this doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah. That was the career. That were the career questions, and I would like to make the conversation now a little bit more technical and some details about how do you work in terms of analyzing and working in the field of statistics. So my first question is, what is the order to analyze an opponent, and where do you start from? Where do you look more thoroughly and the most in the beginning?
Man, this is really good question. Thanks for this good question. This depends who is your first coach, who is your boss. Actually, every scoutman has 1 million ideas. If you speak to Bobby, if you spoke to Antonio Levski, scoutman, we will give 3 absolutely different answers. Believe me. Now I'm working with Ivan Stanev, and we have some, system. But if you ask my opinion, I like to check always our reception analysis, and immediately I'm checking also other team in service and their opponent team reception analysis. For me, is most important things in the volleyball: service and reception. If I can fix their service and my reception tour, I can win the game. If I can fix my best service and their weakness reception tour, and I can start very well in the game. This is my personal opinion, but every coach has got different systems. Some coach believe in just good block and defense. Some coaches, for example, Camillo Pilaci, analyzing most of the time setter characteristics.
Yeah.
Alberto Giuliani likes service analysis. You cannot imagine. He told me, I don't care what you are thinking about the service direction. Find me when I have to take the timeout. He is asking me this question. First service, after the second service. He is thinking this, for example.
This is a very interesting topic about the meaning, the influence of the timeout, because when I asked, I believe his head coach in the Netherlands now, the former Australian national head coach, he worked in Friedrichshafen, of Mark Lebedew. He told me something along the lines of when the president of the club thinks I need to take it, or something like this. Yeah, because my perception is that he doesn't believe timeouts change a lot. So it seems that Giuliani is of another opinion. I remember actually a video when Camilo was the head coach of the national team, and he told there that he starts always with the setters distribution, with analyzing the setter. So I'm very, very happy that there are diverging opinions on this. And this could be also reasoning behind comparison between you and future guests, either coaches or scouts or future coaches. That could be very interesting to know. And let's give an example. You played with the Turkish team of Sport Toto, right? I can't remember. No, not Subashi. Which were the attackers? Because I just forgot.
Hidalgo and Garrett.
Hidalgo. Yeah. And for example, when you mention service, what do you look at first? Their service or their reception?
Actually, if I have to speak about this game for the Sport Toto, we find together with Ivan, when they are receiving, they are covering always center of the court. They have opening maybe 1.5 meter lines. You can use the 1 line and 5 lines. And first of all, I check, for example, about this game, these things. They are reception characteristic. We find this. We explain the team. How many pursuits we did, really, I don't know. You can see we lost 2 games, is 3-0, 3-1 because of their quality. But for example, we find about these things in the Liga. Let's say Pirin games, they have 2 receivers. They cannot receive line service, for example. We find that this thing we made maybe. I remember when Siragin tours 7 or 6 consecutive service, we changed the set, for example.
Okay, and my next question is, can you remember an example for a decision based on statistic that made the difference in a specific match? I will give you a short example. When Lazarov was a guest in the podcast, that was very long time ago. I believe in 2020, he told me an example that in principle they were not thinking about serving in Radi Popov when playing against Pirin, but during the match he took into account that Radi is not receiving that well in this specific match, so they changed and they win the match. Can you give a similar or identical example?
I can give 2017. Yes, 2017 European Championship, when I worked Turkey national team with Joško Milenkoski. We have to play first game in Netherlands. Was the first game because other team is Belgium and French. We have to win this Netherlands game, and we find one things about this team. If we use the service in zone one, this setter cannot play back and pipe. All sets, middle and front, and like a 90% is like that. And we check 6-7 different games. And Joško, you have to ask one question in 1 million times. Joško asked me, you sure? I said, Joško, listen, this is really clear. I'm not telling about one or two. I checked 7 games. He gave, for example, just 5 or 6% in the bank. Vessel Kemik was setter. And Nimir was the best attacker in this team. We have to stop Nimir or zone 4 and center. Of course, we have to stop the Nimir. If we can stop, we can win. And we did this tactic. We used just line service for the zone 1, and we won 3-1. And he told me, yes, you are right. We won these things. If you can find this type of these things, you can win all games. But you have to be patient. If you show these things beginning of the sets, of course, other coach and understand, he will try to change. But after 18, after 20, if you know this is going like that, after the 20, you can use another team doesn't understand your tactic, and you can use the all games.
You mentioned that you analyzed 7 games of Belgium, of Netherlands,
Yeah.
of course, of the Netherlands for this match. What is the sample that you need in general? So I thought before that was a very big sample, like 15, 20 matches, but thereafter I understood from Lazar and other people that it's much smaller. What do you think is the needed in order to be sure that the analysis, the data you have is enough?
Man, this is for me is really clear. You can analyze 30 games. For example, when we go to the playoff, if we play, for example, Montana or Bure, I will have more than 24 games.
Yeah.
But you don't need to analyze all 24 games because for us is important this time is performance, because beginning of the year player performance is different, and after that different. For example, for the setter communication, Rusi Jele, okay, let's say Jele, he can start one performance with setter, but every game will be better communication, attack direction, and everything. If you analyze last 5 games plus when you play with these teams, will be better. You don't need to go so much games. Okay, for so much games for the setter or for the reception, for the service direction, he can give some analyze. But for the attack direction or for the specific things, some new match is important. Last 5 games, 6 games, sometimes, believe me, 3 games. It's important.
I just thought about something that is very interesting for me, but does the setter distribution change following they play with different attackers? For example, a setter in its club team likes playing the middle at the distance. So the shoot ball, shoot ball and behind.
Yeah.
But do you believe that there is a relation between how they play in the club team and, for example, in the national team, and do they change following the different attackers they play with, or there's a stability in their distribution and the way they play?
For example, if we speak about some high-level setter, of course they are not same, because depends what you have. let's say from generally or Christensen. He is playing in the Russia. Russia has got amazing middle blockers, and he is going USA. They have again same middle blockers, this quality middle blockers, but they are not tall. They are just different. They are fast, and they have maybe good receivers. It's not can be same. This is impossible. Should be changed. If we speak some medium level setter, yes, probably same. For example, if ball is moved to, he likes to play just long distance. Doesn't matter. Here is national team. Here in beach volleyball. Here in Hebar. Here is in Pirin. Doesn't matter. He will play the same. This is setter characteristic. But if we speak about high level setters, and this is of course it will be difference.
Which player from Heber or Neftuhimik likes the most to check his statistics and to check his statistics after a game?
All players likes to check the match report. Mostly we are talking about the receivers. Why my reception is like that? Middle blocker. Hey, you write me one block less. Mostly it's Chris doing this. Also, but if we speak about check their performance, 2 years Bradley Günther. Every game after he came and he checked, he took the videos. And Salparov, he is checking. Can you imagine Salparov is the best career in the maybe Bulgarian history in libero performance, but I played last 4 years his career. Even this last couple years, he is checking his performance, video, defense position, reception position. Massari, he likes to watch himself and he is analyzing. And when I speak to Massari, I am learning many things because he play in Italia. He is like reception professor. And this year, Dobre and Axel Turuchev, and mostly Axel Turuchev. Every game after, he is watching himself. He is calling me 2 o'clock. He is sending me message 2 o'clock. We are discussing something. Dobre, every game, every before the game, he is watching his distribution. And I like to discuss something with Dobre because he is really smart setter and we can change our strategy.
Okay, what is your advice for young scouts unexperienced in your profession?
First of all, they have to be big patient for this job. 1-2 years, if they don't have this patience, they don't need to start this job. Because for the beginning, it's hard to learn these things. I mean, not write the codes. If I teach you 2 weeks, you will start to write the game. This is not so hard part. If you want to go to the high level, Scott, you need 2-3 years, 4 years. But these times they are waiting a lot of money, less job, but nobody giving in these things in the first of all Bulgaria and after that they need patience and after that they can do good job and they can be Bulgarian scout. Bulgaria need a lot of scout, man.
Yeah, and I will take my next question from your last sentence. Do you believe that Bulgaria is improving in terms of making out scouts? Because I think that for a lot of years, firstly there were no courses, no training for scouts. That changed happily in the last 3-4 years, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was probably 10 years ago. There was no obligation for a team 3-4 years ago to have a scout.
Yeah.
How do you think things developed in that way, in that direction?
Everybody have to say thank you for Bobby. Bobby is trying many things for this thing. He's trying to help the all young guys who wants to learn something. Bobby trying to help Bobby Nikolov. I mean,
Yeah.
and now if let's say the last 5 years, I'm seeing the many new guys. For example, Dobric guy, Lice, Antonio is Levski guy. Last 3 years is Cartman. And I
In
saw,
Dobrich, you mean Lilian, right?
yeah, Lilian,
Yeah.
he's really good level, and every day he is getting good level, and he knows that this job is very well. And Kalayan, Beres, Cartman, I saw last 3 years, and every year his level getting better. And many guys, they start to learn. And I don't know woman part, but they are guys. It's Jora. It's he start a new year, but he is getting better. We are speaking every day. He wants to know many things, and I appreciated this guy. He wants to grow up. He is there. This is the good because before me, Bobby, Vladi from now is loco, and he's not working also full time, but he is working. And Didi, I know that this, and also Panta. Sorry, Seseka. Last 30 years he's Cartman. Just because now
he's
that
the
time,
he,
yeah,
he's the doyen. Yeah.
yes, do I am
Yeah.
the legend.
The legend.
Yeah, I can.
Uh okay. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I have of course some targets. 10 years after, I don't know where I am, but probably I will be Turkey national team coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very very big target, and
Yes.
I wish you to succeed in that. And my last question is that became a tradition. Actually, Rusi, you mentioned earlier, is the guide, one of my previous guests, who recommended you. So now it's your time to recommend the next one of the next at least guests in the podcast. So just two conditions: Bulgarian or English to hold a conversation, and of course you need you will be able to assist in making the contact.
Okay, let's say because you asked many questions about the Hebar, and you can call the Alexei, Todor Alexei, and you can ask,
Toshko.
yeah, Toshko will be so interested. You can take him and you can ask many questions about the Hebar. He can explain many things, or if you want to more some interesting things, also Axel Turuchev is good idea.
Axel.
Yes, he's
Axel actually was a guest last year, the year before, last year, I think last year.
Mhm.
So okay. If you can assist for Todor, I would be very happy because
Yeah,
I haven't. Okay,
because he
that's
started
very
coaching
nice.
career. He is really excited for this job. He
Yeah.
can
So
tell
this is very
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he has a long history of in the national team. Also, before that, he was a bronze medalist in 2003 in
Yeah.
Tehran with Matej, Buyan, Krasi,
Yes.
Ivan Stanev. Yeah, Ivan was also
Yeah.
with them that in Tehran. So that will be very interesting too. Okay, I could. I will very happy to do this conversation with you. And firstly, because we are almost in the Christmas Eve, actually, I will publish the podcast on Christmas Eve, so 24th of December.
Mhm.
We are recording on the 23rd. I wish you, first of all, a good rest,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
because you have now how many days?
Four
Not
days.
many,
Yeah,
not
4 days.
many,
Coach give
not
4 days.
many, but we will start the preparation for the cup. Just to mention here that the cup will be on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, but you will be the host in Burgas. So
Yeah.
this is something that can help Neftochimik and also Dea. So of course, I would like to wish you, yeah, a lot of success in any of your objectives. But the first and foremost is the cup, of course.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I wanna say also Merry Christmas for you or who is watching in the Bulgaria. For everybody, good luck for everybody. I wish the health, good success life, happy life, healthy life. Thank you for the invitation. I'm really happy making this podcast. Thanks.
Thank you too, and thanks to all the spectators or listening or listeners for watching or listening to the podcast.
I will share everywhere. Don't worry. I will share.
Yeah, but yeah, I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you watch and listen also the next time. Bye bye.
Of course. Thank you. Bye.